What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Mind, Body, and Pockets podcast, where we take lessons learned from people in the marching arts community to help you level up your life. I'm Eddie.
And I'm Paula. And on this podcast, we're going to get to know the individuals who make up the marching arts community. They'll share their experiences in and out of the activity and the mental, physical, and financial lessons they've learned along the way.
Hey, everybody, and welcome to a special episode of Mind, Body, and Pockets. This is episode number 10.
Double digits.
I can't believe we made it this far, but I can. We've put it in the work, and we've been
Yes.
consistent, and everyone encouraging us has been awesome.
Thank you guys so much. It's been incredible. The support, the love, the feedback from our creative friends. It's just been an awesome ride so far, and we're looking forward to the next little bit.
Yeah, it's going to be great, and we're excited to take this ride with you guys. This episode is going to be a little bit of a deeper dive. So when you see just the two of us, we're going to go a little deep into the mind, body, or pockets concepts. This episode specifically is going to be about saving some cash and our favorite ways to actually do that.
A good thing.
Yeah, that's how you get ahead, right? You
Definitely.
actually save some money. So hopefully you guys can leave here with some practical tips on how to save some cash and, take those steps every single day to level up your life and build the life that you want.
So the first thing we want to talk about is creating a budget. That's number one.
Budget. That sounds scary to so many people.
It was scary to me.
Creating a budget.
Especially when you say it like that. But no, really, it was something that I wasn't used to doing. It was a foreign concept to me. So once I actually took that dive, took that leap and said, okay, I'm going to try this out, I understood. I began to understand the importance of a budget.
Oh, yeah.
How that's really the foundation to your entire financial future.
Yeah, and the idea is just to know where your money is going. So what is a budget and what are we talking about? We're talking about literally writing down where your money is going, like physically putting it down in a book and saying, I am paying this bill this month, that bill, that person, that whatever expense, my food expenses, whatever those things are, so that you know beforehand where you plan your money going.
Right. And it might seem intimidating, but really it isn't. And if you're new at this, I definitely recommend checking out a budgeting app. There's a ton of them. A lot of them are free. We like to use EveryDollar. But there are just a ton out there, and they really make the process easy for you, and you can customize it with your exact expenses, your line items, and it just really helps, especially in the technology age now. Not everybody's a spreadsheet kind of person. So having an app to me is the way to go, especially if you're new at this.
Yeah, it's a game changer.
Definitely.
And it's free.
Right, which is always a good thing. So number 2 on the list, we're going to talk about being intentional with your grocery shopping.
Intentionality. So
Yes.
what do you mean by be intentional?
So, don't just walk into the store all willy-nilly. I guess I'm going to go buy some things now. No, you're going to walk out with a bunch of stuff that you don't need, shouldn't be eating most likely, and you'll forget what you actually did need. So a good way to avoid that is simply make a list. Check out what you have in the house already, in your fridge, in your cabinets. Make a list of what you need, go in the store, and stick to the list.
Intentionality. I had to highlight that word so that you could go a little deeper, because that word was the change for me. Realizing that if I do go to the store without intent, anything can happen. Just like if I go in a little bit hungry.
Yes, that's a great one. Try your best to not go grocery shopping when you're hungry, because just like when you go to Target without a plan.
Or Costco with those free
Right.
samples.
Yes, you walk out with a bunch of extra stuff that you don't need. So I've done that far too many times. I'm hungry, and then I start buying snacks and things that I just shouldn't have in the house anyway.
Yeah.
So try and go in after you eat something.
And you can figure out those trends too. Like this store, I like to buy these things over here, or it's a better sale over there versus that store. Or this
Right.
time of week, they have 2-for-1s because they get new shipments on Wednesdays.
Yep.
Just figure out those trends within your favorite stores, and it's going to be a game changer.
Definitely.
Next, number 3 is meal planning and prepping. It's kind of a piggyback of number 2 with the food shopping, but this is more about what you're going to cook versus what you're going to buy.
Right. And you can talk about this before you even make that intentional shopping list. Hey, what are we going to do this week? And when you get in the groove of things like we kind of have, you already know, I need chicken, I need rice, I need broccoli, I need whatever the things may be. And then it's more so figuring out how much of this do I need to make the amount of meals to cover the entire week.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You got to figure out your trends. Once again, that's going to be a common thread throughout this, because once you figure out those trends and the things that you do like, whether it be salmon or rice or peas or whatever the constants are, you're going to start really figuring out a way to plan it into your schedule. So for us, we really hone in on our Wednesdays and our Sundays as our meal prepping days, but also it's our like cheat meal day as well. So the way we plan it out, just to give, I guess, more practical and super specific tips on the way we do it. Again, still figuring things out.
Yes, trial and error, people, trial and error.
But we cook on Sunday nights and Wednesday nights. And on Sunday nights, we basically cook for lunch and dinner until Wednesday night. But Wednesday night, we don't make a meal for that night, because on Wednesdays and Sundays, we go out and have our cheat meals. So instead of cooking, eating part of that meal and prepping for the week, we have an awesome meal together. We go out or stay in and just get something from delivery or something just out of the ordinary.
Right. Chipotle.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. But what this does also, it's kind of a reward system for us. If we stick to our plan for the week, then we know, all right, Wednesday night, we get to have Chipotle. Sunday or Saturday, we get to have whatever that thing is. And it keeps you motivated to stay on that track, because you know you have a little incentive, a little treat, if you will, at those checkpoints.
Exactly, because on Tuesday, when I'm really wanting Chick-fil-A, it's like, oh, it's almost Wednesday. I might as well wait a day, and my body will thank me for it later.
Unless you make that mistake and say, it's almost Sunday, and then you realize you want Chick-fil-A and it's Sunday and you can't have it. Yeah,
which is why it changes to Saturday sometimes.
Exactly.
You got to do what you got to do.
For sure. And if you want to only do it one night a week, so I don't have time, or I don't want to be prepping 2 nights a week, that's totally fine. Sometimes we just found that it works better for us splitting it up, but a lot of people choose one day of the week, make everything in bulk, and then you can actually freeze the back half of those meals so that they stay a little bit fresher for you and last for the whole week.
And if you can't do that or stick to it, just try one night or 1 week, or just trying to prep for just the next day and see what works for your schedule. It might be just prepping every night for the next lunch. You'd be surprised how much time and money that can actually save you.
Yes. Number 4 would be make your coffee at home. Make your coffee at home. Make your coffee
at home.
Yes.
Guys and gals, this has been the biggest change in my life. And if you know me well, you know I love me some coffee.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some coffee. And I used to buy
Not just any coffee, though.
Yeah, Starbucks is my favorite. Sponsored by. No, I'm just kidding. That would be awesome.
Starbucks if you're listening.
Good call. But yeah, literally every day, sometimes twice a day, I would get that. And over time, you just look at the convenience of what it is, and it's fantastic.
And you like that factor that it's predictable as well.
Easy. It's consistent.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you look at the week, you look at the month, and look back at what you've actually spent.
It's scary.
It's almost laughable, you know, and it's like kudos to Starbucks and the company. Great stuff, great marketing, great apps, great usage, great customer service, but not necessarily the best on your wallet.
That is so true. And it's a shame because, yes, we love it, but it's something that you just shouldn't do every day. We're not saying you can't have Starbucks or Dunkin' or whatever your favorite thing is. Just take an inventory. How much are you having this? And if you added all that up, what would that amount be weekly or monthly? And are you okay with that? Can that money be utilized somewhere else? So for you, you've been buying your coffee from the grocery store.
Oh, yeah, and it's been fantastic. Bustelo. Oh, my Dominicanos out there. No, I'm just kidding.
But you've been able to get four of those vacuum sealed bricks that last forever for the price of 1.5.
Yeah,
coffees.
Yeah,
at
and
Starbucks.
It's like it lasts me a couple to a few weeks of actual coffee for the price of what 2 cups would be at Starbucks.
Exactly.
Which might be one day from the old Eddie. Like just one day of coffee would be what I actually buy now in that bulk.
Yeah.
It's a game changer. And I realized here's the thing. And if you do love your coffee, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying trim everything out of your life. And if you love it, get it. Sure. Well, kudos to you. Actually, there's a great book about it called I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit S. Something with an S. Just look it up. I'm sure you can Google it. It'll come right back up. But what I'm saying is, as soon as I stopped and looked at the entire month of what I was spending, I realized I could buy 2 coffee makers and a pound of coffee for the price that I spent in 1 week at Starbucks. And that was the light bulb for me of how many coffee makers am I buying a year
Right.
that I'm not, taking in and investing in myself and my.
You're paying Starbucks light bill every month.
We all are.
Yes.
So just take inventory, take a look back, take a step back, and just look at the big picture of what you're putting out, and make sure your output isn't overriding your income.
Right. And you can make it a reward as well, or a treat. So, if you'll appreciate it a lot more if you know on this day, I'm going to treat myself to the coffee that I love.
Yeah, it's like today's Saturday, and I have my favorite local coffee, Bliss 22 Cafe. It's awesome, but it's my Saturday treat because I know throughout the week I'm really diligent, really good about making my coffee at home, and I actually found a nice routine with it. It's tranquil. It's almost... I can almost meditate during it now, which is something I didn't have while waiting in line at Starbucks.
Right.
So it's an added benefit.
Yes.
Next thing, number 5, would be cutting down on your subscriptions. Here's a little hack, and we know that you all know exactly what we're talking about. The Netflix, the Hulus, sure, but check your phone apps. Sometimes we sign up for free subscriptions or something.
The 1 month trial.
Yeah, the 3-day trial, and then 14 months later.
And that's what they're betting on, that you just forget about it.
Exactly. So a little hack, if you have an iPhone at least, click on your settings, click on your name, like what goes into like the Apple ID and all that. And there should be a little tab there that says subscriptions. Just click on that, see what you have, see what's active, see was previously active, to just kind of get a good idea of what's going on your phone. So it could be more top of mind versus happening in the background.
Right. And really analyze it and see what you are using, what you're not using, what you need, or what you can part with. And it doesn't seem like much money, $1.99 a month, $4.99 a month. But if you add all those things up, that's...
How many coffee makers?
Right, right. So just see what you have going on there. Be aware of it. That's step number 1. Make sure you know what is coming out of your accounts, period. You know what's coming out of your checking account. And number 2 would be analyze and see if you actually need it or not, if you actually use it.
So I think the big thing for me with that is just knowing what you need and what you don't need, and what's changed with your actual lifestyle now. Corona kind of added a few barriers to people. Right. I used to use Dropbox a lot more before Corona and saving files and having different clients, but that's changed a lot since then. I've dropped that subscription. So yeah, check your subscriptions and just make sure you aren't paying for something you don't necessarily need.
Yes. Number 6 would be, before you make a purchase, shop around and try and find the best price. So you don't have to, you see it somewhere and just get it. There's likely a place, another retailer that might have a sale going on. There could be a coupon code. There could be, some sort of incentive for you to purchase this somewhere else and save some money. So my advice would be just look around, shop around a little bit, especially if you don't need it right this second, which 9 times out of 10 you don't.
Yeah.
Try and find the best deal for it.
Yeah, and that's a great tip right there. And something we like to implement is the 72-hour rule, which is if there's something that you want to buy, something major or even something small, but it's a little bit more than you anticipated, wait, come home, write it down somewhere you can see it often, and wait 72 hours. The time usually gets rid of the excitement.
Yes.
And daily, you'll just start looking at the thing 24 hours later. It's like, oh, that's cool, but
Yes.
72 hours later, you're just like, well, it doesn't really matter. And you've already moved on to the next thing.
Right. And as adults, we have to check ourselves. When you're a little kid, I want it now. And your parent says, no, Timmy, you have to wait. We have to do that to ourselves or things can get out of control very quickly, especially when it comes to swiping a credit card.
Imagine little Timmy had a credit card.
Oh, my gosh.
How many things would you be tripping over in your house and the Legos? And
yes. So
do it with
72-hour rule is awesome.
And the next thing, number 7, is Black Friday. Cyber Monday, and any other annual sale, shop on those days and plan for it specifically.
Yes, especially for larger purchases like a refrigerator, TVs, any kind of appliance, you're most likely going to find an incredible deal on that versus just on a random Wednesday, you're going to go to Best Buy and make a big purchase.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And the more you have your eyes out for that thing, which goes up to the earlier tip of couponing, the more front of mind those things are going to be. So for us, Black Friday is a huge shopping day because we foreshadow what we want to be buying in the future.
Yes.
So Christmas, we're buying that stuff in Black Friday. Thanksgiving, if there's anything, we're planning on Black Friday. And I say Thanksgiving because we might travel out of state to see family members. There's great sales that happen on that day and Cyber Monday that if you really have your eye out, you can really come out on top.
Yeah, and we used Black Friday this past year to get a new TV. And this wasn't just I want a new TV, we're going to get it. It was, we've been thinking for years, we want to get an upgraded TV. We still have this TV.
Yeah.
10 years ago, that was our first major purchase together. It's a great TV. LG still works just fine, but we wanted to get a larger TV, and it's something that's been on our mind, but it wasn't a priority. So we decided this year
to treat ourselves.
Treat yourself. Treat yourself 2011. Parks and Recs, no? Okay. So we decided to get the TV, but we got it on Black Friday, ordered it online. They delivered it for free, and I still have yet to find that good of a deal.
Oh, no.
On this TV.
Yeah, and the random TV that we got 10 years ago, we got this TV intentionally for the same price, and it's twice the size.
Yes.
And yes, it was 10 years ago, and flat screens were a little different then, but still, the fact that we can get twice the size for the same price is just mind-blowing.
Right. And you do have to be careful, though, with the Black Friday, Cyber Monday, all that, because the advertising, they're great. These companies are wonderful at marketing.
And that's what it's for, like the month before, they might boost their actual prices way up so that when you look back, it seems like a sale, but it's kind of not the actual deal you think you're getting.
So really, really analyze, okay, what do I need, or what do we really want to get out of this? What are the things that we should be buying, and what should we be avoiding? Because when those emails start to hit your inbox, deal after deal, it's almost overwhelming to a point. So just know what you're going to get and try not to get caught up in the hype, and then you end up buying a bunch of stuff that you didn't intend to purchase. But it can be a great tool to wait to those big sales to get larger items.
Yeah, and figure out your trends. Once again, if at Christmas, there's a holiday party that you attend and you want a new outfit, Black Friday. It might seem early, but if you know the theme or whatever you're getting yourself into, or Halloween, and you want to budget for those things now, plan ahead and know your trends.
Notice how he said budget for those things now. So that's something that can and should go into your budget. And that's an easy way to save towards those things without it just popping up. So number 8 is not spending a ton of money on date night. So what we're not saying is you can't go out and have a good time and have those fancy dinners.
That's also fun, too.
That's wonderful, and there's a place for that, but it doesn't have to be on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
We love to just spend time together at home. It's more about the quality of the time, not like spending a bunch of money because it's a date. Like, it's really just spending time together and doing stuff that we enjoy.
Yeah, we're not saying spread out your date nights to once every quarter or once every year.
Right.
You could totally do it once a week, but get creative. What is it that you're doing? We'll set up a fort sometimes in the living room and have a good time just watching a movie, and just in a different way than we're used to. Or we'll set up like just a fireplace on YouTube that's there for hours while we have wine and just talk for a little bit.
Yeah, you can go on walks. You can, if you like nature, you can go on hikes, play video games. Like there's all kinds of stuff that you can do that really don't cost much or any money, and you're really focusing on each other and not so much the expectation of being out in a restaurant, and what if the meal's not good, and this and that.
And then you're more in control of the actual date, even if it's the park or going kayak or like Florida parks. And for us, it's been fantastic. So check out your local parks and the local things you can do. You'd be surprised what you can do for very little money.
Yeah, and if you aren't in a relationship, you can do this with family, you can do this with friends, or you can do this by yourself and just do stuff that you enjoy and do a little self-care. And I think I think that's really important for every single person to find those little outlets of things that they enjoy and realize it doesn't have to cost much or anything to do it.
Exactly.
So number 9 is taking advantage of apps and reward programs to get free food or discounts.
And you're the guru on that one.
Well, thank you.
Or thank your mom.
Yes. Thank you, Mom. Yes, I learned
Hey,
from
Charlotte.
the best. Hello. So this one is great because you can just download an app to your phone, and just for signing up for these rewards programs, a lot of companies, restaurants will just give you free food, free meals, free offers, discounts, things like that, just for simply signing up.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so this is a great one. A lot of times it's not the healthiest food. There's a lot of fast food restaurants that do it, but there are all kinds of restaurants that do this. If you sign up for their birthday programs on your birthday, you can get a bunch of free stuff. Starbucks does this. There's a lot of places. So I recommend looking into reward programs and use that to your advantage. If it is your night out or a treat day or whatever it is, see if there's some sort of offer that you can use to your advantage to save.
It's all about being intentional. Like you said, those birthdays, that's great advice right there.
Yeah.
Finally, before our bonus tip is see what you have in your house that you can sell and sell it. Like actually go sell it. We sometimes we look around the house and it's like, oh, I don't really need that thing. But
does it spark joy?
Oh, that's a great tip though. I forgot all about
Marie
that.
Kondo.
Yeah,
Yes.
and if you don't know what that is, check it out. Great documentary and great tips and just that whole minimalist thing and just selling your stuff in general. Like if it doesn't bring you joy, why do you have it? Why do you have it in your house? And it could bring someone else joy.
Right.
Why not get a reimbursement for it?
Right. Yeah. There's so many sites, Mercari, eBay, Let Go, OfferUp, all those
apps. Yeah, that's great.
It's super easy to put your stuff on there and make some money. This is great as well if you are struggling to make ends meet or you're wondering, I don't know where I'm going to get this extra $50 from. Oh, I have this stuff that I can sell, and you'd be surprised what people want to buy. So
yeah, or the deals that you can get to get from there instead of somewhere else. Like I remember we have a drawer here. Shout out to Jason Bloom. Got us a great drawer years ago. You know, he didn't need it anymore. I needed something.
Dresser set. Yeah,
fantastic. And it's brought me joy. It's something he didn't need. He got his reimbursement. I got a sale. It's a win-win situation for everybody.
Right. That's a great point. You don't always have to buy everything brand new. But in addition to selling things, if you want to just clear some space and you don't want to sell something, give it away, donate it. There's plenty of people out there that could use clothes, anything, books, whatever. You know, I'm not saying you have to just sell everything, but there's a space for donating as well. And
absolutely.
We have another round of that, I think, that we can be doing.
We could do a whole nother episode of that too. Yeah. So let's.
All right. So the bonus, number 11, is... He's better at that than I am. Yes. Do a no buying challenge.
What is a no buying challenge?
Well, Eddie, a no buying challenge is basically putting a stop on making purchases other than your necessities, other than your bills and food and things like that need to be paid for.
And put a time limit on it, you know, whether it be 24 hours, 2 days, a week, a month, whatever that thing is, just challenge yourself from this time to this time. I'm not going to swipe my card or make a purchase that is outside of, you know, my normal spending.
It's scary. I think for some people are like shaking in their boots right now, but it's challenging. You'd be surprised how much money we spend randomly if you're not conscious of it. And it adds up. $1 here, $5 there. By the end of the day, you spend $25 if you're doing that every day of the week. Yeah. It adds up quick. So
and it's designed that way.
Yes.
It's designed to make it easier. It's just a thumbprint. It's just a swipe. It's just a scan. It's it's just getting easier to not think about it and have it be in the back of your mind versus the front of your mind. So be conscious, be cautious, and challenge yourself. Put a time limit to it and say, from this time to this time, I will not be swiping this card. You'd be surprised how often you think about swiping.
Yes. And it goes back to monitoring yourself, being the parent to yourself, and not just acting on spontaneity. I want it. No. Like this kind of crushes that. It's almost like when you're on a diet or you're trying to change your eating habits and you have that craving for the chocolate or whatever it is. You get that itch to do a little retail therapy. I got to go to Target. I got to buy something. That's been really helpful to do. So we recommend that you guys give it a try if you haven't done it ever. give it a shot. Even if it's just for one day, you'll be surprised
Yeah.
at how rewarding it can feel to know that you didn't spend anything you didn't need to that day.
Yeah. And let us know how it worked for you guys. You know, this is a trial and error. We didn't get it right the first time, the second time, the third time, and we're still figuring it out, folks.
Yes.
But these are the top 10 ways, 11 really, of what helped us out. So yeah, everybody, that's what helped us out the last few years. We'd love to hear some feedback from you guys and what you're doing.
Definitely. If you have any questions about any of these on the list, please let us know. DM us on Instagram at Mind, Body, and Pockets, on the Facebook group. Yeah, we just love talking to the community, and we want to help in any way because this stuff has really made a huge impact on our immediate lives and our future.
Absolutely. That's a
So,
great point. And it's a
yes.
process, you know, like literally we're giving you some practical tips, but this is just a little spark for you to do some research, for you to see how you can implement it into your lives, you know?
Last advice would be try not to get discouraged if you don't see results right away, or it's difficult, or you have a setback.
Yeah.
Like we said, it's
that's
trial
part of
and
the
error.
process. And we promise if you just stick to it, just
Yes.
find what works for you. Because it might not be this, but if you stick to whatever that is and stick to it every single day, do something. And in one of these ways,
Yes.
consciously,
Right.
you're going to take crazy steps forward to level up your life.
Definitely. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Episode 10 in the books.
Yeah.
Awesome. We hope you enjoyed today's episode, 10 Ways to Save Some Cash. If you know somebody who'd benefit from hearing these money-saving tips, go ahead and share this episode with them. Follow us on Instagram at Mind, Body, and Pockets, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for video episodes and bonus content. Thanks again for the support, everybody, and as always, keep taking steps to level up your life.